I have been rebuilding this Yamaha Yzf1000R Thunderace and it's been a nightmare.
I picked up this bike after it had been left abandoned for more than 20 years and it needed quite a bit of work, especially since the frame was damaged. In the process of the rebuild, we swapped the engine into a new frame, and along the way we have had a handful of issues, including the one we came across in the last episode, where we finally managed to start the bike for the very first time. By which was a huge fail.
Oh no. Oh dear.
I actually believe this happened due to the missing clutch slave cylinder.
So in this upload we're going to go ahead and install the clutch slave cylinder along with the sprocket cover and then pray that the bike runs properly. However, I did manage to misplace those items during the strip down.
So a quick look on eBay and it didn't take me long to successfully find the parts I need.
While I wait for those parts to arrive, maybe I could sort out a few other things in the meantime.
Okay, so firstly, I want to remove this part of the exhaust system because I noticed when looking at pictures of the Thunderace, this part of the exhaust is actually black. And so I'm going to try and respray it. And so I take a microfiber cloth to wipe away any dirt or grease. I then make sure there is some ventilation and crack a window.
I've never spray painted anything before. A first attempt at spray painting and it's drying up really well. However, I have noticed if I come around here, there's a slight, well, I mean, what would you call that? Maybe there was a bit of grease which I missed, which is fine, okay, because what we can do is once this is dried, I can go over it again, give it a couple of coats. But yeah, really happy actually. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I think it went on quite easy, to be fair. So this here is my bench grinder and I'm still yet to use it. I actually haven't ever used a bench grinder before and now I'm going to take it for its test run. I've just installed this wire wheel and I'm hoping that this wire wheel will take off the rust from the end of these banjo joints, because what I intend to do is give these a lick of spray paint too.
This wire wheel was like magic. Look at that. And using the same spray paint, I went at those once rusty joints and tidied them up a treat.
Now then, in a previous upload, I also had troubles with a dodgy fuel tap and discovered a nasty fuel leak. I have noticed I've got a fuel leak actually.
And now that I have the fuel tap in my hand, we are going to take it apart and check it out. What do you think to the state of this then? I am not surprised I had an issue. Before I had the tank resprayed, I actually went through a process of leaving white vinegar and coke to soak in it for days in an attempt to clear out all the rust, and this was the result. Pretty bad, huh? So after a good scrub using hot water and washing up liquid, I've taken an abrasive pad to polish the fuel tap up. Then use compressed air to blow out any loose debris and take our fuel tap repair kit and start inserting the new rubber seals.
So I'm having a little trouble with this tap. I've tightened those screws as much as I dare without rounding them off, and it's not creating a seal. Also, this tap seems far too stiff. Now I have been kindly sent this GT85 and I am going to test it out. According to the box, well actually on this can, it does state the lubricant, penetrant and water displacer. So I wonder if I give GT85 a go, will that help lubricate these seals and help protect them? Does work. Check it out, mate. And it's sealed. Thank you, GT85.
And that fuel tap cleaned up like new.
Okay, so this is the OEM silencer. This is what was actually fitted to the bike when it was new. I haven't bought this or anything, and it's kind of weathered. I guess because it's been sat around for 20 years. I'll get that close to the camera so you can see. Can you see it? Focus. There you go. So there's like oxidation, I think it's called. Thing is though, if I want to tidy this up, I don't want to spoil that OEM look, and it appears that it's got a brushed aluminium effect to it. Not sure if I can replicate that.
But I was going to give it a good go anyway, by using a combination of fine sandpaper and abrasive pads.
Alright, so it's kind of working. It is cleaning up. I am losing that oxidation.
So I crack on by placing the silencer into my vise and rub away to my tech house playing in the background. I am so cool.
Alright, I have finished. Here we go. Polished. Clean. Okay? It's not perfect, but I don't care. Alright? I'm a professional, mate. Right, we've got some more parts delivered. Let's open this box and just have a look at what we got. In here, I'm hoping, oh, it's very well packaged. We're going to get to the part. Hey! I have sourced myself a sprocket cover. But wait just 1 second. More importantly, I've also sourced a clutch slave cylinder. So yeah, that fits on there. And also, I've gone and bought myself all of the nuts and bolts. So yeah, all like the dowel pins and specific bolts, basically.
Now you might be asking yourself, how did I lose those parts in the first place? Well, it turns out when you strip a bike down into 1,000,001 pieces on your driveway, you then have to find a suitable place to store 1,000,001 pieces of motorcycle parts. So who knows where it ended up? Maybe it accidentally found itself in my spag bowl one evening. Who knows?
Right, I guess it is a moment of truth, isn't it? A little bit nervous, I'm not going to deny that. But the clutch slave cylinder is on the bike now, so hopefully that prevents that push rod from firing across the room like it did in the previous video. Batteries on the bike, it's all plugged in. Fuel tanks on the bike, it's all plumbed in. Hopefully now the fuel tap is functioning correctly. We have cleaned it up, so it should be all good. And yeah, we're gonna hit the starter button and hope that it doesn't spill all its guts out again. I just want it to start and sound healthy and rev up. That's all I'm asking for. So if you are new here and you've come this far and you're not yet a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, please. And with that said, let's fire this bad boy up. We've got lights, and by the sounds of it, the fuel pump's firing. So let's go for it. Let's hit that button. I'm going to be on high alert. I'm going to be watching out for any oil spillage. I want 0 oil spillage, please. And yeah, just listening out for any dodgy sounds. So let's do it, all right? Let's hit the button. Come on. Something's not right. I'm thinking that fuel tap or something is occurring that is preventing the bike from getting the fuel. No fuel. Right, I might have discovered the problem. The fuel tap. I used some compressed air, put it against that nozzle there, and no air was escaping out of those holes where it should have been. Pulled it all apart, double checked that it wasn't still blocked. It wasn't blocked. Put it all back together again, and that was at the point I realised I must have put it back incorrectly the first time around. Now I've put it all back together again, I've used some compressed air, put it against that nozzle, and the air is escaping out of those holes where it should be. Wouldn't be without its little troubles, this rebuild, would it? Oh, that fuel pump now sounds like it's pressurised almost, you know? Come on, baby. Come on. I believe in you. Listen, you can do this. I'm with you, all right? I'm with you. Come on. All right? Choke. Let's go.
But it wasn't, come on baby, I believe in you.
Okay, so I might have some terrible news because, yeah, how do I put this? Well, come around here. The radiator cap, if I take a little peekaboo in there, the water looks milky. That does mean oil in the water, doesn't it? That's not a good sign. And I suspect that where I had to torque the head down and then remove the head again because I had some issues, as some of you might already know, I've then reused the gasket, torqued the head back down again, and I did see on a YouTube channel, and I've also read somewhere, that if you torque the head down with a new gasket and then you have to remove the head, the gasket is no longer any good. So this rebuild just gets better and better. Might be positive that the bike only ran for a brief stint, because if a gasket is gone and there is water getting into the oil, then that could do serious damage. Negative is I've got to remove the engine, the top end again, possibly. But that's going to be for another video. I'm going to now have to go ahead and troubleshoot and see what has gone wrong, and curl up in a ball somewhere and cry. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. I wish it was a positive video. I wish it was a positive outcome. But that's the joys, isn't it? You know, what can you expect? This is how things go sometimes. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on another one very soon. See you later.